Good evening, everybody. This video is going to be we're going to go back to Tuesday to Jerry's video that was not exactly to everybody's liking. Let me move my camera a little closer. I watched the video. I basically watched her last couple of days worth of videos and looked at a lot of her comments. And, yeah, the video itself, I can understand why she did it. She did it because she wanted you guys to get a glimpse on what she tries to put herself through or do, even on her lowest days. Now, she could have put on a different clothing item or at least a pair of pajama pants with her nightgown. So I'm even embarrassed by that because I was like, oh, geez, Jerry, are you trying to get yourself into big trouble? But she's not faking it. And I'm aiming these comments are the fact that she's not faking it towards certain people. One of them happens to be my own cousin. I don't know what you've seen, Pam, or what goes through your head when you watch her videos. This cancer thing is real. I've been to the doctors with her. I've listened to the doctors. I heard all the reports, looked at the X-rays or whatever you want to call them that the doctors took of her femur and other areas of her body that has cancer cells in her bones. I would like to say that it's not, but it is. Excuse me. Little indigestion today. That and the factor, if it wasn't something as severe as cancer, I wouldn't be losing sleep at nighttime, worrying about how well she's sleeping and going to work looking like somebody from the day after. I gotta put my glasses on because it's either the background lighting because of the sun going down or what, but it seems... No, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. You know what? See if I can turn a little bit. Oh, there we go. A little bit better. Don't mind my slow decluttering and putting things away neatly. I am doing that, but not as quickly as I'd like to because, well, when you're the caretaker and your wife, spouse, whatever, is having an issue because of the cancer and whatnot, I am the guy basically doing everything. Trying to take care of her, going to a full-time job, coming home to clean. I actually not really clean, more like cook. Mom has been by her own request, the chief dishwasher. I told her on multiple occasions, you don't have to do that. I will get to it sooner than, as soon as possible. But I'm actually kind of grateful. Can't speak all of a sudden. That mom is doing what she can. There had been numerous comments about why can't my mom, Jerry's mother-in-law, take Jerry to her appointments instead of me having to take a half day or getting off work early. Well, there's a multitude of reasons. One, Mom is not strong enough to lift Jerry's wheelchair into the back of her little Mountaineer. Mom would not have a problem driving, but she is a nervous driver when there's a passenger in the car. Especially somebody like Jerry who wants to talk all the time or tell Mom ways to get to the hospital easily, which Mom's been living in Rolla longer than Jerry, and Mom knows just about every in and out to the hospital because she used to work there as a medical transcriptionist. Mom does, like I said, Mom does what she can. Mom does dishes. Mom actually helps me by getting Jerry and her lunch. Usually we try to make sure her lunch is pre-made, and all mom has to do is either heat it up in the microwave or take it to Jerry if it's just like a simple sandwich. Of course, her lunches lately have been just, protein shakes with cold brew coffee or some sort of creamer or something like that to cut the powderiness of the protein mix that, if you don't shake it up just right, it settles on the bottom and tastes like sand. Take it from me, I drink my own variety of protein shakes when I feel like I need to. But, yeah. Tuesday morning, which was basically Monday morning's recording, but it posted Tuesday morning. The whole weekend, basically, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, she had been feeling lethargic, weak, depressed. Just everything was going wrong. Rhyme or reason, not fully sure, especially when it comes to the psychological aspect. I think because of all the things that were starting to go wrong and have finally manifested in what it was, it tore her down. It tore her down physically, mentally, and spiritually. I mean, by the time Monday rolled around, she was just like, and if I had known how she was going to be Monday before I went to work, I would have called out just to take care of Jerry. Family first is the way I was raised. No matter what the world says to you, it don't matter, because the family is more important than everything else. The only thing more important than family is the man upstairs. That's how I was raised. That's how I will always be. Will I quit my job? Not if I can help it. The only problems I have with my job, to be totally honest with you, I'm not a morning person. So getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get dressed and go to work, especially when it's cold outside and snowy, just not my favorite thing to do. Jerry had gotten me a personal, not really a personalized, but she had gotten me a travel thermal mug so I can take coffee to work if I felt like I needed to. And on the front of it, it says, "Not a morning person." Yeah, that fits me to a T. I'm not a morning person. But the thing with Jerry's lips is also in her mouth. It is, according to the doctor that we saw Thursday, because Thursday was her immunologist, and basically what it was Thursday, we went to her doctor. She had to go up to the third floor to get her blood drawn for, basically, if there's if her blood says that there's something wrong, she cannot get her immunization, or what is it called? Layman's term, it's basically an immune booster. It's not really an injection, because she sits there for 45 minutes with a needle stuck in her port, and they pump various vitamins and whatnot into her system to help fortify her immune system. And then once a month or twice a month, she gets a additional injection of something that's supposed to increase the strength or help keep her bones strong enough to support her, all the things going on with her, because the cancer is in her bones. Well, it's in her bones now. It started as, it's stage 4 kidney cancer. There's a specific thing that they called it, renal something or other. I can't remember now. But it started in her kidney. I can't remember if it was the left or right kidney now without going back and looking at the paperwork. But it started in her kidney. And this particular type of cancer was supposed to go from kidney to lung to bone. Well, it went from kidney to bone, didn't even affect her lungs. And I did watch that video. she did push off what looked like both her feet, but she tries not to push off with her right leg because that's the leg that she's not supposed to do anything but toe touch. So if it looked like her right foot was on her rollator, and it looked like she pushed off. Her right foot was probably on the rollator to stabilize herself, but she probably pushed herself up into bed with her left leg. Which, if the camera was coming down from this angle, you would not have noticed the left leg doing all the pushing. Either that or she's doing stuff that I don't know about because I'm not here. So I'm going to probably really analyze that particular section of film. Because, yeah, if that section of film shows me that she was pushing off with her right leg without any extreme pain that would have been detected by the camera, I'm going to have words with her. Because if I can find any evidence saying that she's goofing off, yeah, she can go goof off someplace else because I want her to get better. I'm having enough trouble as is dealing with the situation because of, well, like I said, I work a full-time job that is very physically demanding. I'm up on my feet from, well, pretty much, let's see here, up on my feet from 5 a.m. to about 2, 3 o'clock. But I do get a half-hour break. Plus, I have permission to sit when there's no customers in my venue. So let's see here. 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's what? About 10 hours. So out of that 10 hours, I probably spend 8.5 to 9 of those 10 hours on my feet. Because I get to work. I gotta make everything that I need for my venue. I take it all out to the venue. I put it where it belongs. I put it in its cold well if it's cold, the steam well, the hot well if it's hot. And when a certain time rolls around, I have to unlock my doors and start serving for the lunch period. And some days the lunch period is like practically nonstop. Other days it's touch and go, depending on weather, schedules for the people I serve. All different types of things can determine how busy it's going to be. Right now, I think the reason why it hasn't been as busy as it was when I first started back in the autumn was it's now colder and snowy, and just a lot of people don't want to be out in the snow or the cold. Excuse me one second. Allergy season, I need to use my inhaler every so often. It's just a simple little... somebody sent it to us, and I don't know, I don't remember who sent it to us, but it's basically Himalayan sea salt and Himalayan pink sea salt and mint. Hey, if it helps keep my nose clean and clear so I can breathe until it's time for my nighttime meds, fine dandy. But getting back to Jerry, the doctors had told us Thursday the sores on her lips and within her mouth is due to the oral chemotherapy pill, which I was kind of like, what? I knew that any form of chemotherapy, whether it was the pill or the radiation, is going to cause problems of one form or another because it basically you're poisoning yourself. Who would want to put them through that kind of misery just to gain viewers? Definitely not her. Me? Well, I'm nuts. If I thought it was gonna legitimately do my channel in good favor, I might do something stupid or crazy, but doing chemo just for the sake of numbers, no, not worth it. Not worth it. Besides that, you can't get chemotherapy pills. You cannot get the chemo pills without your doctor's permission, let alone a signed. You have to. I can't remember if she signed any paperwork for the chemo or not. But still, who would want to do that? You know, not us. No. Besides that, if I wanted to irradiate myself to the point where I could die, I would go to a nuclear power plant and ask them to grab a hold of 2 of the plutonium rods as they're coming up out of the furnace. I mean, let me just stand around a bunch of active plutonium rods. No, thank you. The idea of having my skin sheared off in any method, no. No. I'd rather go play with a very angry gator than that kind of nuts. But yeah, no. And as for the transportation, so I don't have to take off work, well, let's see here. Our Mercy here in town does not have its own able ride, or whatever you want to call it. The transportation system to the hospital, they would have done it, but they don't take our insurance. They don't take Ambetter. I don't know if any of the taxis or any of the, well, we have 1 or 2 taxi services here in town, but none of them are wheelchair capable. So basically, whoever came to pick her up would have to basically help her get into the car, fold up her wheelchair, put it in the back of their vehicle, take her to the hospital, pull the chair out, open it up, bring it to her, lock it into position so she can transfer from the vehicle to the wheelchair, and the vehicle would have to be a van. Anything low, like a car or something like that, or lower vehicle, it would be a royal pain in the ass for her to get in and out of. So, I mean, I don't see that happening. Sorry, folks, I just thought of something that would be very interesting and helpful towards my wife and a whole lot of other people who cannot afford out of pocket to get to and from the hospital via a wheelchair, is go out and get a find out how I can get myself a wheelchair accessible van or bus, minibus type thing, and be the only one in town who has that capacity and can do a lot of people who need it. I mean, I don't mind driving people around now that I'm comfortable. And if most of them are here local and I don't have to travel too far, like, I might have to travel to St. James, Newburgh, some of the smaller towns that don't have, like, full hospitals. For my county, Rolla is the biggest hospital for my county. I don't know if Salem is a different county, but I think Salem's got a really good medical center. But yeah, there's a lot of small towns in Phelps County or in my surrounding area that do not have major hospitals. They have like clinics, but if you have to have something major, they send you to Phelps County Health. Which, last time I heard any news from anybody I knew there, they had stopped accepting certain kinds of patients due to corona. Do to the coronavirus. I'm not going to do what Jerry did, which she did a lot of preaching about rhyme or reason for having the vaccine. That's a personal choice. I agree with a lot of people. Having the vaccine is a personal choice. I did it out of two different reasons. One, just to have the booster. Just to make sure I had the elements within my body to help me fight off the possibility of catching it. Two, just out of respect for people around me. That, in fact, at the time that they were doing the free vaccination at Walmart, my job that I now have kind of wanted you to have it. Since I had the first round and the second round, thinking about the third round, but I've been hearing way too many reports saying that the third vaccination could make you very sick just from the vaccine alone. And I just kind of went, no. Not until somebody demands me, not until my job or the government demands that I have to take it. Of course, even then I might go, well, if I take it and I get sick, it's on you, not me. I've already seen way too many people around me, coworkers and whatnot, have to do the mandatory 5 days off because either A, they got the coronavirus, or B, somebody that lives with them or is in close contact with them constantly got sick. Basically, if you're working for the same place I'm working for, and you either tell them that a certain member of your family that lives in your home is under quarantine due to the corona, you get sent home and you have to wait with them the 5 days. And I'm kind of like, wouldn't it be better to have them just go do the test and do the 5-day quarantine, whatever the quarantine timeline is for the test, and if they get the test results back before the 5 days is up, that they're good to go, they don't have corona or anything like that, to let them come back to work, especially when you're already hurting anyhow because you're down manpower. We were doing good at the beginning of the year, but then people started leaving. What reasons, I don't know, but that was their choice. Personal choice. I mean, that's one of our God-given rights, is to choose to do what everybody else is doing or do your own thing. I mean, honestly, when I was convinced by my doctor and wife at the same time that I should do the vaccination, I felt like a lemur. Are they called lemurs or are they called something else? Maybe they are. I don't. They're small South American rodents that literally follow each other around, and if one jumps off of a cliff, the whole line just follows them right off the cliff. I'm sorry. No, I'm a free thinking person. I'm more like a, I don't know. I want to describe myself a certain way, but I don't want any kind of like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. That, in fact, I already know who I am, so it doesn't matter. But no, I mean, it is your choice to be vaccinated or not to be vaccinated. I don't preach either way. I really don't. I do tell you about the people I know that have either got sick or died. But as for the vaccine itself, that's a personal choice. I kind of think that each and every individual should sit down and have either a long chat with a doctor or a personal friend that either has been vaccinated or has not been vaccinated but has gotten sick from corona. Do the research, basically. Some people, I have a friend here in town, she cannot get the vaccine because, according to her doctor, It has egg culture. And she's deadly allergic to eggs. So she can't have it because if she ingests anything with egg product, she can get really sick. Her tongue will swell up and whole 9 yards. And I wouldn't want that for anybody who's allergic to eggs. Now my wife will say, no. I've done the research and I don't see anything that says anything about eggs. I did the research too. And the first round of vaccines was cultured in an egg cell, in an egg embryo, or yolk, whatever it was. But inside, they cultured it, they grew it with egg. So I was like, okay, well, maybe one company did not use egg and a different company used egg, so there's like 3 different versions of the corona vaccine. I don't know. But this friend of ours, doctor said, no, you don't want to do this because it's got egg in it. Okay, whatever, doc. But that video, I mean, I know a lot of people are looking at that video and then they're looking at the next day's video and going, damn, that was a quick rebound. Well, from what I've done, for what I understand between talking to her doctors and doing some research and trying to figure out what to be prepared for, and there's like a list of stuff that could or could not happen to any individual that has her particular type of cancer. So it's basically, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, please. Give me a resource information so I can go look it up. But one of the things that cancer patients with stage 4 kidney cancer has to deal with is ups and downs on their pain level, ups and downs on their physical, their physical well-being, their pain, tiredness, lethargicness, sleepiness. Basically the body is trying to fight not only the cancer, but dealing with the chemo, which is supposed to help the body fight for the cancer, but it's actually poisoning the body in the long run. So it's like one of those things where your body is trying to fight 2 different battles on 2 different fronts and trying to figure out if the chemo medication that she takes is worth the time. Now, my concern is seeing how things changed slowly over the last couple of weeks with her lips and all that stuff, and her how do I say this without getting a little too much TNI? Too much information. TMI. 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 That's the word I'm thinking of, or whatever. She is having issues with fissures. I'm gonna try this. I'll try to be nice about this, or medically nice about this. She's getting fissures or open sores around her rectum and her vaginal. Basically, anytime she poops or pees, she is basically releasing the poisons in her body through those areas. Now, the lips and the mouth issue is somewhat new. It started over the weekend. Going to the doctors, it's because of the pill version of chemo. Now, my biggest concern is if that's happening on her lips and her mouth, what is it doing to her esophagus, her stomach, her GI tract? Basically, she's taking a pill filled with poison, and it's going through her system from her mouth to her butt or urine. I know this because I'm the one who has to deal with helping her clean up. Not a fun thing, but got to do what you got to do. It's kind of one of the reasons why I'm hoping they get my medical provider is able to get us a home health person to be here with Jerry while I'm at work, or to be able to get Jerry a ride, or somehow find a way to get her to her appointments without too many problems. If I have to use mom's car and let this home health aide person use my personal vehicle, that's fine. I'm going to work something out. Because of the sores around her lips and on her lips and her mouth, she's no longer able to eat a lot of foods that she used to like to eat. Like, I made her scrambled eggs and sausage this morning. She can't eat the sausage anymore because it's too spicy for her mouth. Any vegetables we make has to be very moist or soft. Otherwise, she has issues trying to chew it or swallow it because of the stiffness of or the texture, I should say, of the, vegetable. So it's becoming really difficult to feed her, basically, because breakfast sausage, nope, can't have that no more. Salads, she can't eat salads because raw vegetables are very crunchy and it hurts her throat, her mouth, basically. So basically, any vegetable I make has to be cooked to the point of being turned into mush. And I'm not a big fan of mushy vegetables. I like mine with a little bit of a crunch. So it's a learning process and a healing process almost. I would love it if not only could we get a home health aide person to come into the house to help out with Jerry, but I would love it if we had I don't want somebody to be here 24/7. No. I don't think we need that. But I would love to go through a seminar or some sort of training course to know how to deal with certain things. I mean, I'm kind of learning on the fly, so it's kind of like one of those, what do I do type situation. But I'm dreading the time when it gets so bad that Monday's video, or I should say Tuesday morning's video, Monday's recording of that, does not become a norm. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who have either dealt with cancer patients or had cancer and beat it, and said you're gonna go through this, and I'm like, I'm not ready for that. Biggest reason why I'm not ready for that is because if it becomes a constant everyday thing and we don't have a home health aide person, I hate to think about it, but I might not be able to work outside of the home. I'll have to try to find some way to get a hold of Social Security or something like somebody like that to say, hey, look, I can't work outside of my house because my wife has got cancer and my mom cannot take care or do all the things that Jerry now needs to be done. So it's like either we need a home health aide person or God forbid, because I know if she ends up doing the same thing her father did, it's going to break her. Her father, towards the end of his life, spent more time either in a hospital or a nursing home in the last year of his life before he gave the ghost. And he had polyps in his kidney or liver, something like that. He had something in one of those two major organs that was causing a lot of issues. Now, granted, he was his diet consisted mostly of rice and maybe chicken or fish, and that's it. Unless it was a holiday, and then he would make a big holiday meal. But he didn't eat a lot of regular foods. He ate a whole lot of rice and whatnot, which was probably causing a binding or backup, which was causing issues with his organs. I don't remember what the autopsy was, or the reports about what were the final results and whatnot, but I know if she ends up doing, having to be in a care facility or back and forth between hospital and rehab or care facility and hospital, it's gonna shorten her lifespan, basically. I think the two things that are keeping her lifespan going, besides her own personal positive energy and whatnot, is the fact that I come home and she gets to see me every day. Does it make me miserable? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there are days where I'm just like, ugh. I busted my ass at work. I don't want to do nothing, but I have to do, dinner. I have to clean laundry. I have to clean the house. I have to clean her. And then by the time I go to sleep, it's like I'm still on my edge. It's like I'm asleep, but anytime she wakes up or rolls over or does anything to, cause a disturbance in the force, so to speak, I'm awake going, what? Everything okay? Okay, I'm going back to sleep. And that broken sleep makes it very difficult for me to function at work. So then by the end of the week, I'm literally like, I'm surprised I'm even able to do this because I'm usually DOA. One second, okay. But, no, I was thankful that whatever it was that had gotten into her or over the weekend caused her to become so inhuman, or after watching the video I want to say near dead, but sometimes I wonder when I watch that video, I'm like, how much of this is a show and how much of it is the real deal? Because I know Jerry, when she gets really low, it's like drama. She's not trying to be dramatic or anything like that, but just the way she conveys her needs, wants, pains, how she's feeling, the whole 9 yards. It's just kind of like, okay, you only had to use one word to describe your day. Bad. I'm having a bad day. I would have been like, okay, what do you want me to do? What can I do to help you out? But by the factor I had to go to work, and by the time she did that video, I was already at work, because when I woke up, she was out cold sleeping. And I figured, okay, she had a bad night. She had another rough night where she couldn't sleep. And I'm not going to disturb her as I leave to go to work or get dressed for work or anything like that, because I want her to be able to rest as much as possible, because I know for myself, maybe it doesn't work for her, but for myself, when I'm sick, really sick, like puking up whatever is in my gut, or just plain old straight up bile, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to curl up into a fetal position and be left alone. And I know that when stuff like that happens, for me, if I'm left alone, maybe bring me in a cup of tea and just sit it on my side table and let me sleep until I can't sleep no more, or my body finally goes, okay, we feel better, get up, be alive. But I've never, in the 21 years that me and Jerry have been together, I have never seen her this way. And that's why I know this is not a hoax or a cry for attention or anything like that. It's the real deal. It's the real deal. I don't care who wants to say that it's a show or she's faking it or anything like that, because it's like, I'm sorry, Without living with us, how do you know what's real and what's not? You're not a fly on the wall at the doctor's office. You're not a fly on the wall here at our house. I read some of the transcripts, and I had a video with a lot of the information on the video, but I was told by a doctor friend, not her doctor friend, somebody else I know, who watches my videos, suggested taking it down because in fact it could become a legality. And I went, okay, remove. But no, she's got paperwork and documents saying that she's got cancer. Granted, those documents and papers don't say stage 4 cancer, but the doctor himself did say stage 4 cancer. So I'm like, there's very little I can do or say to prove to you guys otherwise. But my sister-in-law Julie, who was taking care of Jerry during last semester before the winter break, went with Jerry to all her doctor's appointments, listened into all the doctor's reports, asked questions because Julie knew what to ask because she had worked as a home health aide person in Nevada for several different elderly people. If it wasn't for the factor that Julie herself injured herself during winter break, she would have come back as soon as probably a week before I started work or going back to work. So I got to deal with what I got to deal with. My other two sister-in-laws, well, one of them has her own medical issues, and the other one, well, be honest with you, I don't know what her reasonings are for not coming out here to help. Whether it's dealing with her own family, or the fact that she lost her I think Joe was her eldest son to coronavirus. And the doctors did say corona, not pneumonia or corona-induced pneumonia or any of that stuff. It was straight up corona. Between that nephew passing away and my younger brother-in-law passing away, both of them either corona-induced or corona-direct. My brother-in-law Robert, who passed away about just over a year ago, basically what the doctor said, it was a combination of, he did have corona cells in his bloodstream, but they think it was a long-term situation from when he was younger, when he got into the car accident, and ever since then, every so often he would have issues where he would cough up blood clots from his lungs. So they don't know if it was corona or pneumonia or something between the two of them connecting. I don't have the full information on that, but all I have is what I heard with Jerry talking over the phone or what was being said at the wake funeral type situation. But I don't worry about it. The reason why I don't worry about it, whether I'm vaccinated or not, again, your choice. We don't know when our numbers are going to be punched. It's up to the big guy upstairs to go, okay, corona, you can take that one, and half of those people. We don't know who's going to get it. We don't know when we're going to die or how we're going to die. We just know the inevitable is something we have to deal with. Sometimes it comes up faster than we can plan for it. Sometimes it's, okay, yeah, you're very sick. You need to think about planning for the future. You know, where do you want to be buried? What mortuary do you want to go? How do you want to be dealt? How do you want your body to be dealt with? What possessions go to whom. You know, my mom is always talking about the living will that she has, and I'm like, not to sound mean or anything like that, I was like, Mom, as far as I'm concerned, everything family oriented can go to one of Philip's kids, my cousin Philip in Ohio, or somebody in the family who wants it. Only thing I want is my possessions, and I don't know. I got furniture in here that's family. Been in the family for 150 years. I don't have no kids. I don't know who it's going to go to. It's going to go to one of my, cousin's kids. Or it's just going to go into an antique store. I don't know. I don't worry about these things. I don't worry about physical possessions because where they're going to go when I die, I don't know. An estate sale, family members, I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to do that for you guys. But I'm trying to. I kind of told Jerry that if she thinks that it's one of those things that she wants to do, that she might want to consider making a living will, having a living will drafted up. She can change that as many times as she wants to until the day she dies. I personally told her, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to put everything that I want to keep into one room, and then I'm going to let the sister-in-laws and maybe the one brother-in-law pick through the rest. Probably put it all in here because most of the stuff that's in here. I don't want them to take. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, this stuff on this wall behind me, the portrait and the two mirrors, that's their grandmother, I think, according to Jerry. They can take it. It's not that I don't want anything of Jerry's, because I'll have pictures and I'll have memories and I'll have things that people cannot take. But it's the little silk screen thing that Jerry did once of her, took a picture of her parents, her mom and dad, created a silk screen and did several of them to give to each of the family members. It's not that I don't, I don't know her mom. I never met her mom. Her mom passed away in my teens, her teens. Her dad, yeah, I knew him. He's a good guy. Do I want to keep anything of theirs? No, not really. I'll even tell them, hey, look, anything that is of your parents, take. Anything that is your grandparents, take. Anything of Jerry's that you want, take. Leave me the picture books. Leave me, a few things, mostly pictures. I don't need the physical possessions. And if she does die before next year, well, that's not really my choice. That's his choice. Part of me knows what I want to do. Part of me doesn't. Part of me is like, how long do you think you should mourn? I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, I don't know. How functional will I be, by a certain time after she passes away? I don't know. I just know that I will keep her in my memories, in my heart. I'll keep some pictures and whatnot to carry around with me. Rest of it, I'm not too worried about. In fact, I might not even let them take anything, unless it's of their parents. They can take whatever is their parents. Everything else, well, I'll figure out what to do with. Her clothes. If any of them want the clothes, that's fine and dandy. Because what am I going to do with it? Give it away? I've talked about you know what? I have the best idea to get rid of half the stuff, if not all the stuff that I want to get rid of. An estate sale. you know. But I don't know. You know, my mind might change a million different times. I just know that this is not some, you know, okay, she's healed. No. It's no. I keep on telling her, doesn't matter what time of the day it is, you can sleep all day while I'm at work. Just when, if you can't sleep at night, do your best to keep, you know, quiet and still so I can sleep. Otherwise, we may have to finish cleaning up in the guest room and just move my butt in there. She won't be happy about it, but she'll have the whole bed to sprawl out. She can do whatever she wants, as long as she doesn't wake me up. Because it's hard enough functioning as is, because I'm not an early person. But to have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be at work by 6 and only get 4, 5 hours at the most is not good for me. I need to have a minimum of 6, a maximum of 8. If I have less than 6, I might as well just wear a big old sign saying, "Don't piss me off." If I get over 8 hours of sleep, I still can't function because my body is in a permanent state of rest. And it's really difficult to get it moving and active and doing what it needs to do. Oh, bugger. Well, this is another 50-minute to an hour-long video. But just an FYI, I'm contemplating tomorrow evening, probably around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, of doing a live session. Whether it's me and Jerry doing a live session or just me, I don't know yet. It would be kind of awesome if it was both of us, but I'm not going to push her. I just thought about doing it today, and I just kind of like, let me put it out there and see what happens. But okay, either it is after 5 or it's after 4. I don't know. But I think this is correct. So if that's correct, it's 5:15. I need to get off this so it's not too long, and I need to do dinner. Hopefully this weekend, Jerry was talking about getting her wheelchair out so she can go work in the craft room. Hopefully she won't need me that much, because if she doesn't, I will probably come in here, leave that door open to work in here some more and do laundry at the same time. And if she needs me, I'll be able to hear her call my name. So we'll see. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this little video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the question comment box. If you're new to my channel and choose to join, your choice, you can hit the little subscribe button, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up. You click on the bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. So until tomorrow, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.